The Ultra Music Fest in downtown Miami. We have the Spring Breakers on Miami Beach. So everything is a little crazy going on today. But we're gonna try to make the best of it. So, now ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna start our city tour today. Welcome, yes?
Turn that air down a little bit.
Pues, you want to turn down?
Yeah.
Everything's
Que se puede bajar el aire.
No.
Built in Miami. We never had a tunnel before. So that was actually built was finished last year with all the brand new technology. You notice right now we're hundreds of feet under the water and my microphone still working. So this is an amazing thing that they did in Miami, and I have to say thank you. Solo la temperatura, a ver si se baja el
amor, no la puedo controlar.
No.
Ese es el problema, que no lo puedo controlar.
The air down. Yeah. No. I said turn. Yeah, I said turn the air down. Well, that's what she was asking. Yeah, if she can turn. Oh, down. Oh, because you cannot hear me. Well, the thing is that this type of bus, yeah, that is no middle section, that is on or is off. She was telling me that right now. Either it's on or it's off. This is a type of van who I don't know much about it, but it's on or it's off. So right now we're almost in downtown Miami, and I want you to look at that building coming up on the right hand side. I mean, we're gonna turn under the bridge right here. We're gonna go back to South Beach. We need to go South Beach now. All of us on the other side of the bridges. That's Miami. Miami back here and Miami Beach in front of us. Miami Beach is composed of 23 islands. Yeah, some of them artificial islands, some of them natural islands. 100,000 people, that's the population in Miami Beach. Around this time of the year, this is our winter. Well, supposed to be spring, yeah? Spring already start on 21st. But this is very cold for us, and like I said, when the temperature goes down to 50 degrees, people not even send the kids to school because it's freezing. Well, we never had a snow in Miami, so we only got in 1997. We had some flakes that came down, they melt before hit the ground. So that's basically what we call snow. 3, 4, and it's missing one in the middle. Probably it's gonna be late for some reason, I don't know. How many cruise ships do we have? A port of Miami, which this is a very important part of our economy. So that carrying all the ships, they're carrying 2.7 to 3 million people to Miami in winter. So we got 21 to 35 cruise ships coming into Miami. So if you think that this is one of the busiest days, nope. When was the busiest day of Miami? Day after Christmas. 65,000 people that came out of the ship. That's yours right there. The JADE is first, and then this is the Sky. You know, the Sky, they only do short excursions. So they're going for 3 days. They're leaving today and be back here on Monday. Out of the water right there, that's Gloria and Emilio Estefan. Oprah Winfrey lived on the other side in Fisher Island. Right here, that was the house of Shaquille O'Neal, former Miami Heat basketball team. Then you have David Beckham, just built a house right there. So many celebrities. That was the house of Elizabeth Taylor. You know, we used to call Elizabeth Taylor the housekeeper, yeah? Because every time she got divorced, she kept the houses. She got that one when she was married to Eddie Fisher. That one is so exclusive. that we don't have bridges connecting this one with that little island. The only way for you to go is the ferry boat that lived every 15 minutes for a 7-minute ride. Now, who lived in those islands? People that you look at them, 100 millions. So that's when you have money to do whatever you want. So you're not gonna see tallest buildings once we entering the little island. You're entering South Beach, and South Beach is where we have the largest concentration of Art Deco buildings. And on the right hand side, see, you can see the ocean from here. Atlantic Ocean, very cold, deep and clear. So before we start talking about the Art Deco buildings, I want you to notice that all those coconut palm trees, first, coconut palm trees, they're not native of America. They came from Cuba, Nicaragua, and Trinidad. Now they do take the coconuts off the palm trees. Notice, not even a coconut on the palm tree. And why? That's the reason why. Because we do have hurricane season. And they take those coconuts off the palm trees before the hurricanes get here. Coconuts killed more people than alligators in Florida. I'm talking about Florida. And Florida had 17 million people. Miami-Dade County, 5 million. And 40,000 homeless people. And where they go pretty much? Right here, to the beach. So now let's turn around and talk about all the buildings. That one you see on the left-hand side, Beacon Hotel, that's where they film a little bit of the movie Scarface, if you remember. Scarface movie. All those movies, they were based on a reality that we had in Miami Beach back in those days, and a lot of Havana. Yeah? The CSI, the Miami Vice, the Scarface movies, all those movies. So, Colony Hotel pyramids the style of Ocean Drive. See the boulevard right here, then you got the Starlight coming up, and you're gonna see the nautical impression. So when I'm talking about the nautical impression, some of the buildings were built representing a boat or cruise ships. You see, you just need to put a little bit of fantasy, but you may see the idea. On your left, this is the News Cafe. Notice this is News Cafe. Back in those days, you could get newspaper from different countries. So this is the place where Gianni Versace, famous Italian designer, used to come to get his cappuccino and his Italian newspaper. It's also where you can get to see lots of celebrities and famous people, if you're gonna be able to recognize them without makeup. Yeah. I did one day. Melanie Griffin. She was sitting on the corner right there, and I was like, damn woman, what happened to you? She looks exactly like Don Johnson in the morning. And you can see him also around here. But you probably remember him from those days when he was a good-looking guy. Now, oh Lord. So, there you go. Then you have Mangoes. Mangoes, it's on the left-hand side right here. Mangoes opens at noon. This is a tropical cafe. It's called Mangoes, like the fruit. It opens at noon and closes at 6 o'clock in the morning when the party is over. That's exactly when you may get a parking space around here. Yeah, that's the only chance. Notice they were just cleaning, yeah? I'm always surprised because people say, I'm here in South Beach on vacation. Oh, take a look at the temperature on the right-hand side now. See over here? Thank you, daughter. See on the right-hand side, this is, well, 60-something, almost 70 degrees, yeah? Edison Hotel. The Edison Hotel has an amazing, beautiful combination of construction styles. So, The circles represent sun. The glass, it was actually right after War II, the metal started to get expensive, so they use glasses, they use wood. In some of the buildings you would see that combination of construction styles. And don't forget, please, that we do have a lot of Mediterranean, Spanish colonial construction styles. So there we go, the nautical impression over here to your left. So those buildings right here, they do look like a cruise ships, yeah, like the back of a cruise ships. See, they have the round windows, and this small one you see, it's like you're sitting on the boat in the water. That was a movement. This Art Deco, that was a movement. So everything was like everything is moving. Some of the buildings, they look like a small aquarium. Some of them looks like a little cake. Very interesting, and I'm happy that they saved those buildings, because otherwise wouldn't have anything. You know that this is the largest collection of Art Deco buildings in American continent, yeah? The second large concentration of Art Deco buildings, that it's in Ethiopia. So coming up on the left hand side, this is Versace's house. Versace was this famous Italian designer. He came in 1992 for a fashion show, and he fell in love with that property. He bought that property for not even 4 million. He put a lot of money fixing everything, buying the new palm trees, 17 rooms in there, 7 kitchens, 10 bathrooms, 1 observatory. Mi ve la dama después de aquí donde usted se quiera salir. Okay? So that's the main entrance. He was killed right there where the lady's walking right now. He was killed by Andrew Cunanan, Filipinian guy that was waiting right here one day when he was coming from the news cafe. When he was trying to open the window, he shot him right there. That was July 15, 1997. The owner of Victor Hotel is the owner of the house right now. He bought it in an auction for 41.5 million. I know that because I saw it in the news. So I will not tell you anything that I don't know. But I saw it in the news, that's why I know this information. Tallest Art Deco building is this one on the left hand side, the Thai Hotel. So right here coming up on the left hand side, this is the place where they film movie named Birdcage at the Carlisle Hotel. Does anybody remember that movie?
Yeah.
Birdcage? Right here. This is the place, the Carlisle Hotel. Have you seen the size of the drinks right here? Yeah? No, the big cups, yeah? Well, it is 6 o'clock somewhere. Huh? So when you drink those mega margaritas, you need to go home right after that, yeah? If you find it, if you find home, because there's a lot of alcohol in there. Now, we're gonna cross the Collins Avenue, which is the longest avenue in Miami Beach. Now, why is this called Collins Avenue? Well, let's go back in history so I can tell you a little bit about history. The bridge I'm going to show you later on. So this place right here on the left hand side, this is one of the famous disco where celebrities getting in trouble. Washington Avenue, we don't have that many hotels around here, but it's very famous because all the famous discos. On the right hand side, that's City Hall of Miami Beach. Look what a beautiful construction style. This building was built in 1939, and it's a Mediterranean revival construction style. That police station on your right was seen in the movie CSI Miami. On the right hand side, that is the place, yeah? Well, the Miami police, the Miami Beach police, they're really busy, yeah, with the spring breakers, huh? Yeah, they got in trouble the other day. So on the left hand side, this is one of the oldest buildings, 1927, the Waltonian Museum, where you see the many flags right there. So that is one of the oldest buildings around this area. Is a museum. When you enter in that museum, it's like you entering different exhibitions. So very interesting decoration outdoor. And right here on the left hand side, you see all the small buildings. They do have decoration. So even if it's a small building, you can spend 20 minutes in front of the building looking for the details. So pretty much the decoration, all those buildings, it's about the ocean, the tropical place where we are, palm trees, but you can see the new construction starts. When we head down this way, you're going to see the Portofino Tower, which is one of the most beautiful buildings, but that's a new construction style, so totally different. And don't forget that the Mediterranean construction styles that we have, it came from Spain, because we were a colony from Spain. Ponce de Leon discovered Florida 1513. And happy to answer any question you have. We're going to be exiting from South Beach and we're going to hit Miami again. So anybody have any question for me? No? No preguntas? Kind of frage? No? No, it's okay. So when you're looking at those two buildings right in front of you, on the right hand side, that is a building that has this tower with a white top. That actually represents a little cave with a candle. Many people stay right here in front of the building waiting for this illumination to change at night. Amazing neon lights when they change all the lights at the tower. Beautiful, amazing job. Yeah? Now, if you look way down there, you see the Portofino Tower. It's a beautiful building, very tall. It has an amazing view, but it doesn't have details. So you cannot spend an hour, but you can go inside those buildings right here and spend 20 minutes looking at all those little details. They all meet this criteria to be an Art Deco building. I want you to look on the left hand side real quick and see the small one where you see how they represent the shade of the palm trees. See how interesting is that? Different palm trees, that's what we have in Miami. Some of them are native, some of them are not. So it all depends. Right there, your corner has a little decoration. But the major design, it looks like a fountain. I'm talking about, yeah? Supposed to be the fountain of the youth that Ponce de Leon was looking for. Then, how they represent the rain. The two little stripes right there. Then the flowers. Then the wave of the oceans at the bottom. In the ocean. Can you see that? So you can spend time right here looking at all those little details. Buildings like this one right here coming up on the left hand side with all those different figures. That's another one that has a little triangle representing the 3 points alive. And have you noticed that we don't have no vendors, nothing in Ocean Drive, yeah? No fast food restaurants. The only Burger King is right here to the left. And this one is an Art Deco building. So there is no more fast food restaurants around this area. In this building on the left, there are 5 units in top of the building, and one of them was Jennifer Lopez. And I guess it was a little hard for her to open the door of the apartment and open the balcony, because Mark Anthony was so skinny, my God, he could fly away. So you have a lot of celebrities. So the 2 new boats, that it's the boyfriend of Naomi Campbell, the Russian guy, Tolonov, and that is actually one of the boats. Naomi Campbell, you know, that is a top model. Her boyfriend, well, she lived there too. So that's the house of Gloria Estefan, the White House on the corner. That's where they filmed the movie Scarface. And Donald Trump's best friend is also here somewhere. I'm talking about Rosie O'Donnell.
Rosie. Oh yeah, good friends.
They're good friends, huh? So you see the bridge right there, but it doesn't mean that you can just go there and look around. So there is a security guard down that way, so they're gonna ask you where you going. If you don't live there, they're probably gonna send you around and go back. So on that side right here, you got the house with the red color. That's Thomas Kramer, German engineer. Then you have Will Smith and Julio Iglesias, and then you have Dr. Philip Frost. That's the one on the corner with all the palm trees up there. This is the Palm Island right here. The Palm Island is where Al Capone used to live, yeah? You're probably thinking right now, oh, look, Al Capone, he used to like to live in islands. From here, he moved to the Alcatraz Island, and then he came back here in 1947, where he died. So the house still standing, and it was sold for $8 million to a person who doesn't want to live in the house. He just bought the house as an investment. And not only that, he's planning to rent out the house for fashion shows, for parties, for whatever it is, about $30,000 for the weekends. The Jungle Island, it's 18,000 square foot of wildlife. That's located in Waxham Island. We don't have people living in Waxham Island. The only thing we have is Children's Museum, that would be to the left, and the Jungle Island to your right. That's the only place where you see flamingos. And here you got, on the right hand side, you got all those houseboats. It's okay for you to live on your boat if you don't want to pay expensive hotel rooms in Miami. Do you know how much is a hotel room in Miami? The standard room, cheapest one, it's more than $500 a night. That's because we're really busy this month down here. Now, you come here in summertime, in June, July, August, September, and you're paying $29.99 for a hotel room. Right there in South Beach. So, the last hurricane season, it was very active, yeah? You got a lot of hurricanes that you got people staying in Miami, they do not evacuate. So right here on the right hand side, you got this bridge, the first one that John Collins built, 1913, and the city of Miami was established in 1915. So look what a great view. This is the last time for today that we're going to be in this area, so go ahead and take your pictures now. So that was the first large wooden bridge connecting Miami with Miami Beach. That Collins Bridge or Venetian Causeway, because it connects the Venetian Islands, San Marcos, San Lucy, Rio Alto, San Marino. So when is the hurricane season start? June 1st. When is its end? Last day of November. Huh. What are we doing? We're so used to that we don't do nothing. When we have hurricane, evacuation is mandatory. Miami is a big party town. Yeah? Since nobody work, no cruise ships, no nothing going on. So everybody have parties on the backyard. The whole city is a party town. Hurricanes pretty much lately they have been so bad. That came hurricane, but have you noticed that the really bad ones, they have women's names? Katrina, Wilma, Maria, Irma, Isabel. So right after this last hurricane, people start talking in Miami. The women's and hurricanes, they're very similar. When they come, they went a while, but when they're gone, they took your house and your car. We have 409 bridges because our geography is very flat. We don't have mountains. So 409 bridge in Miami, which is a very, I would not say very small city. It's just a 90 square miles. 409 bridges, and those bridges we call it mountains. This mountain right here goes over my 95. This is the 95 north, and that one is the longest highway in America. If you're going south, if you're driving south, you can go all the way down to Key West. But what about if you're driving north? You can get all the way to Canada. How long you gonna be driving? No idea. I guess like about a month. So right now you're looking at downtown Miami. You know when I came here in 1989, I could see the ocean from here, from this bridge. Now you're looking at somebody's house balcony down that way. Downtown Miami would be to the left-hand side. Then we have the financial district, which by the way is the second largest financial district in America. Number one is in New York, and number two it's right here in downtown Miami. 400 multinational companies, 50 consulates, and dozens of trade offices they call Brickell. Tallest building south of New York is located right in there, 72 stories. It's called Four Seasons Hotel. No idea why they call it Four Seasons, because we don't have Four Seasons in Miami. We have summer and construction the whole year round. Yeah? So now, ladies and gentlemen, we're supposed to go that way on the left-hand side, but I want to avoid the traffic. So we're going to go all the way to Little Havana, which is also part of our tour, and maybe until the traffic is a little less crazy like right now. In the meantime, we have a Cuban coffee. How about that? Yeah, you don't want to stuck in traffic, yeah? We just want to go somewhere, get a shot of Cuban coffee and keep on going. Yeah? So I know my way around, don't you worry. I'm not gonna have you stuck in traffic right there. So now you're looking at the Little Havana. So the Little Havana is a neighborhood that was built by the Cubans when Castro took over the power in Cuba. I guess many people didn't like the music that Castro was playing in Cuba. So many people fled from the island and came here. Why Miami? Because we're just 90 miles away. How many people we have living in America from Cuba before Castro? 20,000. How many people right now? 3.5 million. So, on the right hand side, mountain police. That's a very old tradition. You see, this is where they train the horses, and they do patrolling the streets of Little Havana, downtown Miami. So in the early 1900s, Miami was just Everglades, jungle, and mosquitoes the size of your hand. So it was hard to get a police car around this area. So they used horses, and they keep these traditions until nowadays. Sometimes you see them patrolling the main avenue in Little Havana. So now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Miami River down here, and Miami River is the reason why we have our name. Miami means fresh water. Calusas Antequestas Indian language. Way back there, you see this white big round building? That is the baseball for the Marlins. Marlins, they are the team, baseball team of Miami. Bunch of losers, the Marlins. They are. Yeah, they're retirees. Since we don't have any commercial or political relationship with the island, so those people that are retired already, they cannot go back to Cuba and have the social security sent over. So they have to stay, either they want or not. That's no way. You know, when Americans retire, they can go to Costa Rica, they can go to Aruba, anywhere they want, and they will get the money because they worked for that retirement. But not if you're Cuban. You have to stay right here. So many of those Cubans that came when Castro took over, we're talking about 1960s, they're here. And where do they go? Well, we have a domino club, a domino park, where they can get there, they can play domino, and I guess in the meantime waiting that Raul died to go back. You know that in the main avenue, that's where they were celebrating that Castro, when Castro died, yeah? And it's hard for me to say celebrating, but that was the truth. They were happy. There was a party right here. And that wasn't a main avenue. You probably saw it in the news. Castro died exactly on the Black Friday. So there was a big sign at the Domino Park that said on the Black Friday usually is buy one and get one free. We just wonder why Castro didn't take his brother with him. Yeah, that was a big sign right there. And so I felt like I was very interested because it's true, you know. I'm Cuban. I was born in Havana 1958. I left Cuba 1967. I came here. My father was in the service, so he ended up in Checkpoint Charlie. And then we moved around Germany, so I was there for 20 years. I did my university in Frankfurt am Main, and now here we are, you know. So many Cubans have gone through the same way. But I've been living here in America. I do appreciate that I can live in this country. And now, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you a little bit of the main avenue and Little Havana town neighborhood. And we gonna go out for 10 minutes. We're gonna step outside for 10 minutes, fresh air, and Cuban coffee. There's a place right here where they offer you samples of Cuban coffee. Try that one, get a little bit of energy, and we continue then. We're gonna be perfectly fine on time. I know my way around, and you're gonna have an extra 10 minutes around here. So this is how we're gonna do. We're gonna step outside. You go anywhere you want. You got 10 minutes time. Go sampling the coffee, taking a few pictures, fresh air, stretch your legs, and then we continue, yeah? Next is gonna be Coconut Grove and Coral Gables. This Cuban coffee, it's something like espresso. You're gonna fall. Something like espresso, but it takes brown. So the main avenue of Little Havana, it's all decorated with roosters. Roosters, yeah? Probably somebody had seen those roosters before if you were here in Little Havana, or you go to some of the places where they have roosters decorating till Little Havana. So now, look, the first one that's on your left, and across the street On the left-hand side, that's a rooster with a sign that says, "Welcome to Little Havana." He has a nice Panama hat and smoking a Cuban cigar. Why they pick the roosters? Well, because some of the people, they became rich. They got fighting. They still doing it, even though it's illegal. 65 murals. That's what we have in Little Havana. You see those murals everywhere. Then we have bakery open right here at Casa Panza. If anybody would like to come here, where you get a Cuban coffee right on the corner where you see the first rooster. You go inside the little shop, they offer everybody Cuban coffee. What time it is? I'm gonna start charging you. You know that? Yeah, you understand my English? So you only have a minute, huh?
Thank you.
Good. Thank you for being on time. If this group were Cubans, I will be waiting for an hour. Yeah? So most of the time when people come to Miami, they packed everything on the suitcases, but not common sense. Yeah? Well, you know, this is part of our tour sometimes. So what you're looking at on the right hand side, this is basically a little bit of the residential area in Little Havana. Notice that the houses right here, and when I say right here, I mean everywhere in Miami. They built on top of the ground, no basement. And the reason why we don't have basements in the houses around here is because of the water. If they had a basement built, they ended up having a private swimming pool under the property. So all those houses around here, they have fruit trees on the backyard, because that's the way they used to have it in Cuba. Fruit trees, mango trees, avocado trees, coconuts. So almost everybody have fruit trees. And then you also see this bougainvillea. Yeah, this is the time where the bougainvillea got flowers, many different colors. They give a touch of color to our places. So right here you got a mini version of what it is, Mediterranean Spanish colonial construction styles. Remember that Florida was discovered by Ponce de Leon. When he came here for the first time, what he saw was a Florida place. And that's why the name of Florida. Florida comes from flowers. Quédate tu lengua aquí.
Dime porque esta parte no la había hecho.
Tranquila, mi amor. Sí, pero no para Corahuay, vamos a ir directo para abajo. Para salirnos a la US. Okay. Right now, we're in the border of Little Havana on the right hand side, and Coconut Grove is on the other side. Now, in the early 1900s, Miami was just Everglades, jungle, mosquitoes the size of your hand, alligators and crocodiles lying everywhere. Not everybody would like to live in a place like that, yeah? So back in those days, we only had 350 people living in Miami. Now, 350,000 people. It's a banyan, but because of this branch right here that looks like the body of a giraffe, we just call it giraffe banyan, huh? Isn't it pretty?
Yeah.
So now you're gonna notice right here the people on the left hand side. If you look on the left hand side, you're gonna notice the people actually don't care much of a sidewalk or driveway, but they do care about the trees. That's how they wanna live, like in a jungle. This is what we call a shotgun house, yeah? So they became a symbol of poverty back in the 1920s, and this is actually one of the most beautiful places for me. Notice that there's no sidewalk right here, no driveway, no driveway or anything. The swimming pool is just right there on the ground, and pretty much everybody living in this area, they actually are coming here in winter, staying here in winter, and in summertime they just go back to the place where they came from. Yeah. So es como una curva así, ¿ves? Hacia tu derecho. Some mimosa trees around here. That's the flower you put in the mimosa drink. Isn't that beautiful? That has this amazing pink color. Yeah.
That's right now?
Some bamboos right here on the corner on the right hand side. You don't see that many bamboos around here. And you see some medusa trees, mango trees on the right hand side. So this is like a tropical paradise, yeah? Those people, they're gonna have mangoes dropping out of the tree from their backyard. So then you have some this amazing red fire or flamboyant tree. That one comes from Madagascar. En el stop sign a la izquierda. Y ahí cuando vas a izquierda, por ahí por esa calle te vas hasta Granada.
Okay.
Look at this pink bougainvillea coming up. That's so beautiful, huh? So you know that you can have some bougainvillea bonsai. Like if you're living in a cold place and you cannot have it outside, you can have this bonsai bougainvillea. So this tree that you see on the right hand side, this is what we call the flamboyant. That's the Latin name with the orange flower right there. And that one comes from Madagascar. Madagascar is a little island next to Mozambique in Africa.
Déjame apagar un momentito la guagua.
So Coral Gables is a beautiful, beautiful city. And George Merrick had a bunch of those banyan trees, medusa trees to provide a beautiful shade in the city. So we're gonna be entering the residential area in a few more minutes. How is the real estate in this area? Well, we're talking about starting at about 5 million and it goes up to 25. It all depends where your house is located. George Merrick built like 40 miles of water canals right here, and the water comes from Miami River and Everglades River. And if you're living by the water canals, of course you're gonna have a dock with your boats right there. It's Miami University, which is a private and famous university. George Merrick started building Miami University. Then he has to stop because of a hurricane in 1926 that devastated Miami. Then the World II. So it was actually finished back in the 1950s. It's a private and famous university in our country, and is the largest private employer in Miami-Dade County. Miami University, that would be once we pass the next traffic light to the left-hand side. We're not going to go there. we're gonna go the other way around. So I want to show you the Hotel Biltmore and the Venetian Pool. Esta es la Granada. Gracias. So there you go. Some Medusa trees on the right hand side. Look what a beautiful place. And this is basically the only place that we can show you. We cannot go many places with this tall bus, very tall, so we don't fit under the trees. So this is basically one of the routes, one of the way that we have to show you Coral Gables. Also the names of the roads. So you notice there's also Spanish names, yeah? Where you see the name, well, you need to look down on the ground when you see a white rock with names on it. That's how you know where you are. Easy to get lost here in Coral Gables, yeah? And I got lost many times, I have to say that. So amazing landscaping. Now we're in Escobar, and where we're driving, this is Granada. This is what we're driving right now. And then if you look on the left hand side, you see a tower right there. They may look to you like a church, yeah? No, that's the Giralda Tower at the Hotel Biltmore. Yeah, this is a Biltmore that was built in 1926 by George Merrick. That's a Biltmore. 407 rooms in there. And like I said, $1,500 a night and breakfast not included. So at the golf course right here, that's where we used to see Mr. Tiger playing golf long time ago. Now not anymore. That was way before he's got in trouble. And that's why we changed the name. Now we don't call him Mr. Tiger anymore. Now we call him Mr. Cheetah. I saw him in the news the other day. He's back again. So this Hotel Biltmore, it's a landmark. First, he built a tower that looks exactly like the Giralda Tower in Seville, Spain. Then he built the two wings. They built two big wings. So this is the Hotel Biltmore. I mean, if you got time one day, and they do have guide tours in the end. I think it's a Sunday about 2 o'clock. Yeah. The palm trees you see around here, they're date palm trees. They really take care of the landscape around this area. Yeah. So the largest swimming pool, that would be to the left hand side. This is where Johnny Weissmuller was training for the Olympic Games. So Cuban palm trees around this area. The little church, that's a Congregational church built in 1920s. So right here we got this beautiful church. This is a Congregational church. George Mary built this one for his father. So we're driving in Malaga right now. If you have your cameras ready, you can take some pictures. Look how pretty. On the right hand side. So the tower, this is a Mediterranean revival. Construction is timed. Now when I say Mediterranean revival, construction is time, what that means by that is that it looked to the past for inspiration. Yeah. The triangle palm tree you see it right here in the corner of the little church, when it says, what is the sign? If you look at the palm tree, the leaf of the palm trees, they're like kind of like triangle, yeah? This one right here. Many people call it triangle palm trees. Then you're gonna see a ponytail palm tree, which is not native. There's an Asian palm tree straight ahead in front of us. There are 3 of them right there. And the bougainvillea, look how pretty. This combination of bougainvilleas, you know they have flowers the whole year round, but of course, springtime is the best time to see all those bougainvilleas. So there are some houses around here that you may think, oh my God, this is not worth 5 million or 6 million. It's not the house itself. is the place where it's located. Yeah, Coral Gables, it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live, and sometimes you have to pay for a location. Some of the houses around here, they were built in the early 1900s of coral rock. So the fountain right in front of us, built around 1920s, and it was named after one of the explorers, Hernandez Soto. So the last place I want to show you in Coral Gables, that's a swimming pool. The swimming pool named Venetian Pool used to be a coral rock quarry where they used to get the rocks to build houses in the early 1900s. One day they found spring water coming out of the ground, so they decided not to get the stones anymore, the coral rock, so to build a beautiful swimming pool. The swimming pool, it was used in the movie Tarzan movie, the first Tarzan movie.